It's a little late, but we're going to do it again today. So I did like a lot of stuff that I didn't want to record today. And I don't really know why. I think it's because fear. No, not fear. I'm going to talk through some of the stuff that I worked on. A little tired now, but let's just see if we can get this popping. Code. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, and like, I think I'd prefer it in here. The one thing about having it in here is when I drag an image, if I like drag a, let's say I start Claude, I think if I drag a screenshot, it appears on the other screen, but when you take a screenshot, it appears like right here and you can drag it. It drags it into this, which is kind of annoying for Claude because it only exists there for like a split second. Meanwhile, if I do the same thing, oh my goodness, my stomach just growled. That was mad lad. But okay, so over here, if I go to, I don't know, Claude, no, wait a minute. Yeah, Claude, I take a picture. Once again, it's spawned in this corner, but on my other monitor, I drop it in here, it's this image, and that's like a correct binding. So I don't know if that's a Visual Studio Code thing, but sometimes it's preferable to not put images in. Let's ask it. Okay, perfect. We're already getting going. What is the difference in Claude token usage for images in Claude code versus describing what code might look like? Because what ends up happening is, okay, well, first off, let's just get it started in npm run dev. And we spawn this up here. I don't like how it does this. That used to open it up in a browser. Now it opens up in an integrated browser. That's annoying. Is there a way to get VS Code to not open up browsers integrated and instead open Google Chrome like it used to? I very much do not like it. I do not like it. Let's go over here. Am I recording? I am. Good. But if we go here, all right. 47. What am I trying to say? Over here, what is the difference between? Oh yeah, so like there's a variety of ways to do this. Some people, maybe there's a system out there that's better than this, but let's say I wanted to edit this page. I might say like, oh, actually, interesting lesson. This is getting pulled from a backend. This is not being pulled from, this isn't hard coded in there. Like if I type pipes, you see that it's actually in my c.sql. So there's a database, my SQL database has this information in it. So if I tried to search the code base for like the HTML that's populating this, I wouldn't find it. Like I could find it if I go into the inspector. If I go into the inspector, see how it hovers over this? I could delete this in the inspector, it's gone. And it's there, like you see it says 13 vocabulary questions, each with an answer. I don't even think that's the part that I'm talking about. It's probably in here. Yep. Pipes, Git, LLMs, filing systems, Playwright pipelines. That's all well and good. However, what's my problem? When you have a system like that, and this applies for some sophisticated frameworks where like searching things is hard because oftentimes, okay, perfect opportunity to talk about localizable. What is localizable? Let's say you're working on a project and you want to make sure that it's available in English, French, German, Chinese, Japanese, Hebrew, Arabic, every language ever. So if I was able to search for the code, it would actually, if I was able to search for where this string is and was actually brought to HTML instead of SQL, or I guess in my case, TSX, TypeScript components, which is like wrapping, forget what it's called. Is it a superset? Whatever it's called. What is TSX as it pertains to HTML? It's a superset of JavaScript. What is it with regard to HTML though? A wrapper? More like a server or a provider for it. Anyways, that's like a. I'm tired. That's a question that's kind of embarrassing to say out loud, given my field of expertise. But you look at something like this, and oh, I think it already updated. Excellent. Yeah, it's already built. I love that. I ask questions and then it builds the site. So, what is the difference in Cloud token usage for images and Cloud Code versus what code might look like? Our build by pixel area, roughly width by height divided by 750. All right. A full resolution can be 4,800 tokens versus like 100 or 300 tokens. What about for PDFs? What? For PDFs as it pertains to token usage. Like it's laziness on a lot of our parts when we just like drop these things in there, because what you could do is it possible to use open source libraries and something like Python to convert images slash what else? Images, PDFs, documents into text files to optimize for LLMs before passing them in? I'm going to say yes, it is optimal. Is there a way to get VS Code to not? Yes, the integrated simple browser is VS Code simple browser and settings control opens. The usual culprit one is the terminal auto port. Remote other port attributes on auto forward open browser opens your external browser instead of open preview, the integrated one. Oh, on auto forward. Maybe I could find it. On auto forward. On auto forward. I think it's this one. On auto forward. You lied to me. Are we gonna find it? Let's find out. What did it say? Workbench external browser on auto forward open browser. The problem was open preview, right? Open preview. That's whack. Let's see. What was it? Because okay. Open preview. Set property. I think open enable workbench enable preview. I don't think I want to enable preview. We'll see. Let's see if I click this now. We want to make sure we reverse that. That's in user. Maybe that's the problem. Nope. All right. Open preview. Open preview. We just want to turn both those back on in case it's doing something we want. Controls whether a quick open as preview others do not stay open. See, why does it say, for example, modified by user port attributes? Like, I think this is the part, but I just don't like. They change things. Why do they do this? We'll just Google it. All right. Open preview to open Chrome instead of integrated browser. I think Google might have a better response. Oh no, it thinks I'm in Windows? IDE VS Code. Use live preview. Oh my gosh. At some point, it just doesn't even matter. Okay, search for live server custom browser. Okay, maybe. Okay, maybe. Custom browser. Specify. Chrome, of course, Chrome. What the heck? Link opened here. Maybe a way to stop this? Add element. Localhost links automatically open in the integrated browser. No, don't do that. Thank you. It's just, why would I want it in here? I would never want it in there. Nifty, cool, maybe. Maybe it is better. I'm not used to it. I hate change. No, I love change. But okay, that threw me for a loop. What did we want to? Oh, we wanted to just go through some of the stuff that I worked on today, which was so like I have all these characters here. For example, we have Masher, a little bit antagonistic. Um, I'm building like these stories out, and one of the like there's some shame associated with like let's say doing art with AI because I'm 49% in agreement here. Like I don't think that I think in a lot of instances it doesn't make sense to say I created or I made this with um, AI. I like the word prompted. The same goes for when someone says like, "Oh, I read that book," but they listened to it. Like I can totally get behind some like it's in the spirit of saying that you consumed a book to say you read it, and that's appropriate, I think. But let's say there was some nuance, or like, what if in the book there were like the actual hand copy of every book that was published, there was this like secret, not secret. Let's say there were these pages with some artwork in it, and then like I say, "Oh, did you read such and such?" And they're, "Oh yeah, I read such and such." Then I'm like, "What did you think about those like stained glass paintings that were in the middle of the books? Weren't those so cool?" Then they're like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, and I'm like, "Yeah, there's these like, how can you miss them? It's like so key or fundamental to the story." And they're like, "Well, I listened to it." All of a sudden, it was because we decided to go with the spirit of the thing instead of like the actual thing that like there was a mix up. And it's not a huge deal, but I think that it goes to the integrity of words. And my sister said this to me once. I was probably yapping about some nonsense, but she just said words have meaning. And I agree with her on this note. Maybe back then I was more antagonistic, but like words have meaning, and it's important. I think that we at least, if we want to be careful to pick our battles, preserve their meaning, because like something like listen versus read, it's pretentious. It's pretentious if I'm like, oh, you didn't read it, you listened to it. But like, how far are we going to go with like not meaning what we say or like not valuing truth? I think that it's important to, and it's, I think almost always cut me off if you said you read it, but then you realize that like you actually listened to it and you want to make that clear. Feel free, cut me off as I'm responding to you to say like, oh no, actually I listened to it. I like that level of verbosity. However, funny enough, Masher, no, not Masher. I would say Masher technically wouldn't like that as much, but where is it? Peeler? Do we see Peeler? Peeler, however, would be the one to say that. And what's funny is like in the chain of command, Masher like listens to Peeler. So Peeler has QA, quality assurance. The person who's going through the app or the product, the T-shirt, the website, the the contract, whatever it is, in making sure that it's quality with regard to taste, making sure that the thing is good, you know? Whereas masher is making sure that things are not bad. Think of like a button masher versus someone who's just like peeling the onion back. I'm trying to make these characters really embody who they are, but also have some type of hamartia or fatal flaw. Like I think that that makes for interesting stories. And these potato adjacent characters, mainly the metallic ones, not the like Butter's technically potato adjacent, but deep down he's a potato. And all of these characters within the context of the universe are considered potatoes. And so we were talking earlier about like using AI to do creative work. Um, I like using it for organizing my thoughts. I have a tangential, I think tangentially. My mom used to say that I like talk in circles around something. I'd like to say it's more toroidal, and that like if I'm talking in circles, you take offense because I think that it means that you don't know what I'm talking about and that I have to put it another way so that you get it. But it's usually my own fault for not being able to correctly articulate with brevity. So there's all these characters, and they're all going to have their own little origin story. And I'm working on just like setting all of these things up now. Like some of this is like a it was AI just slopping it out. Like I don't want I didn't want a palette for him yet. Like I'm gonna have to QA all of this. I'm gonna have to go through and be peeler. And really, all of these are an aspect of me. Really, in all things that I make, it's either an aspect of me or an aspect of my environment that I try and like bake in. And the same goes for all this AI stuff. So like, okay, let's go back here. Where what is the difference between a QA professional and a tester? There's some overlap. Um, that was we were doing that earlier. I didn't know what this word meant. In my mind, it sounded like a bad thing, but it's a good thing. So there's this windfall piece. I also didn't know what aligot is. I might want to try it, or aligo. This is going to be an interesting character that comes in season 3. Oh, and I kept these open because I have this automation run book. I have this laptop that I don't use anymore. I just dropped some money on it once, and because I wanted to give OpenClaw full access to everything that I was doing, so I just opened the laptop, and once I typed my password in, OpenClaw is like, "You have an automation for this," and then it scanned the internet, sent me an email, and was like, "Today's strongest signal is operational. Plaid shipped backend first account verification and lending workflow updates. Stripe expanded compliance and auditability services, and CFPB publicly intervened in a fintech bank migration issue instead of opening with a long enforcement cycle. The practical theme is tighter controls with less user friction, especially across onboarding, payment verification, and post incident remediation." Great. Why does this matter to Brett? So, yeah, I work at a credit union, and um, so all of this stuff would be relevant to me, at least in my mind. I like that it did all of this stuff for me. I didn't have to go find this information. Product updates, and the thing is, you can like basically just register this big list of some URL.com, some other URL.com, yada yada yada, and then say these are your sources. Like find something for each of these most recently updated. So for mine, it found plaids. Now I don't know how much. There might be more information that I want to provide here, um, but because it does kind of personalize it for me, but I thought it was cool. Also, in the stories, sometimes I do some research on like what make how are other people telling stories. Like with this whole comic stuff for potatoes, I didn't know. Like I wanted to do. There's like there's the hero's journey, the hero's journey, where like this is embodied by like Odie's epic is definitely leveraging this archetype. Odie O'Doul hath been a fool. I don't. This one's way too complicated. Maybe it's not, but I think this one. Odie O'Doul hath been a fool, soaked in jewel. He dreamt of jewels. Om the boo who had well, that's like the newer version. The original was Odie O'Doul hath been a fool, soaked. Odie O'Doul hath been a fool, soaked in jewel. He dreamt of jewels. There he lay, the tattered tot, beaten battered on his cot. Thinking thoughts his mind had lots, connecting dots others could not. He heard the herds of haunted pukas gambling late one evening. Something, something, something right before he started dreaming. Like, then this ghost pulls up, gives him the prophecy, um, and then, like, low key, it's either an antagonist or a protagonist or a team member or, like, someone who's going to come back and fight him later. All of this stuff, but, like, he gets the thing. He's got a new helper. It could be either O in some instances or Login, which is Alumo in the like the new instantiation. His mentor would be, yeah, like Ohm in some cases. Like all of these, like the death and rebirth. I would say, this is what changes it though, because for Odie, his death and rebirth, his hero's journey gets cut off. There is no like transformation, atonement, return. Like he has to start the journey back here over and over and over and over. And it's just like, why is this happening? And it's because his entire existence exists within the context of another character, one that exists in the quote unquote real world. So Odie lives in, I don't know why I'm explaining this on this channel. Um, anyways, well, because it's like, it highly inspires everything that I do. So it does make sense. Odie, like, he is the fool archetype, and there's a like whether he's the avatar or there's another avatar in the real world that have a relationship. Whenever one goes unconscious, the other wakes up. Whenever the other goes unconscious, the other one wakes up, and there's this relationship that's there, and it's specific in the earthly realm that like this ability is somewhat like fantastical or mystical or in some way, shape, or form. So that's why there's no transformation atonement in return, other than the stuff that he does in here ends up transforming and atoning the character in the real world. And then when that character in the real world goes to sleep, oh, it's back to the call to adventure. But Odie's brain is generally, there's exceptions, but like his brain is wiped clean. He just forgets everything. So what ends up happening is when you see this journey happen like over and over and over, you might think, oh, that's going to get boring. The thing is, there is some level of entropy that enters into these things. So I think that helps us understand the difference between stochasticity and determinism, because it's not the same thing happening every time. It's a different environment. If the entire environment you wake up in is a result of like the brain state that you had when you went to sleep, then you're going to have a different brain state every morning or every night. Like I'm just yapping at this point, but it's all goes into like this greater overall idea of like I can use Claude to work on my creative projects, but I will stand on that. Like I don't think that if I used AI to write a book, that I wrote that book. Now, okay, let's go to potatoliterature.com. This was back like 2 years ago before ChatGPT was all the rage. So we go to remember when he woke up, he was hungry. Come on this way. My favorite. How do I get here? No, my favorite is nonsense. There were only two. She wrote what she remembered. Nope. Other plans. Nope. Smile. Oh, it might be smile. All right. Once upon a yeah. This story was actually AI generated. Just this one. I was doing an experiment and I'm like, oh, this is kind of like a haunting little tale. Maybe it's basic now. Maybe someone would read that and be able to identify it immediately. But all the other ones I wrote, and I might have had them like check my grammar. So what I'm talking about right now and what I'm really trying to get through is like I am interested in the discussion about the nuanced perspectives of using AI in creative work. Because to put it another way, to use technology in expressing myself, like creative work, expressing myself, technology. Some people call synthesizers too digital, and because it's not analog, it's not making art. I don't think this like, or like some people were worried. Oh, are the horses not gonna have jobs once we make the steam engine or whatever the thing was that replaced them, normal engine? The reality is the landscape changes. Some people adapt. Some people are stuck in their old ways. And some of those people stuck in their old ways maybe are better off for that because like they don't have to deal with like prompt engineering or trying to like get all this information out. It's just I don't think that um I don't it's not that I don't think like I think I could still it begs the question, could you do what you end up doing with AI without AI? Were you given enough time? It's like that whole idea of like if you gave a bunch of monkeys typewriters in unlimited time, would they write all of the works of Shakespeare? I don't know. If it's truly random, yes, but I don't know if that's truly random. Um, what am I trying to get at right here? Uh, let's talk about what is true randomness versus perceived randomness. What's that story about the monkeys and the typewriters? Also, I think it's time that we update our design, the con- the content, the delivery mechanism is very bland. Also, is there a way for me to not pre-compile slash serve the content, but allow for a button to read off the um, paragraphs? Seems like it be interesting feature. I am about to stream into you some criticisms about the current design. Okay, first let's I don't like, and it always does this. AI has this tendency to love max width. I bet we're gonna see max width in the main. Max width 1040. Why? I mean, yeah, because this looks silly, but like it in my mind, that's not. It didn't look good before. The was it 1040? The 1040 pixel max width of the content is pretty ugly. Yeah, and this is one not a I'm tired. This is not a sophisticated way to critique these systems. Oh my goodness, this is hideous. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a picture of that. But Brett, didn't you say that it pops up right here? Yeah, so we're gonna put it in downloads because for some reason when it comes from downloads, it can pull it out. Well, because it's not for some reason. It's persistent there. Hold on here on purpose. You said criticism. Okay, yeah, it's pretty ugly. On mobile, it is also hideous. I don't see why we can't make this a bit more standard, legible, readable, user friendly. These are horrible ways to describe these things. Perhaps it's worth finding a site online that has. Nah, there is this tool. There's like a design system tool that I could use. I would like to brainstorm with you and for you to perform an adversarial. What am I talking about? This is why I'm tired. I should probably go to sleep in like 5 minutes. And for you to perform an adversarial review using Playwright to review the website's layout, I want 7 different seven different categories for you to provide a grade from 1 out to 10. This will help guide how we improve the system. All right. All right. We don't have to do this anymore. I don't remember seeing this. This looks like Node. Let's see. Wow. I don't remember that. LS? Nope. Console.log. Hello. Where'd it go? Is it down here? What am I looking at? I don't even know. Because watch this. If I'm on this console.log. Hello. Yeah, we're just gonna. I could Google workers.dev. What is workers.dev? I think this looks better. Did they change it already? Also, our potatoes logo is hideous. We want to change that. I could just give it the potato. This one. This one is our usual low-key potato logo. Yeah, so what are we, if we wanted a goal today, I guess our goal could be just find the first thing, find skills, help users. What does find skills do in Claude? What does impeccable Claude. And then Claude API. Claude API reference for the Claude. What's this say? We might want to put in, okay, playwright is where it's being served. I wonder what, is it giving us all that information? I don't care, potato core, I don't know. Macintosh, Gecko, standard out, standard input pipe, file descriptors. Interesting. I guess it didn't update it because it looks the same. It's preparing to, though. Yeah, so while that runs, there were a couple things that I know went wrong with another system that I wanted to update. I don't know. Oh yeah, this one's easy. Hot potato games. This is all busted, right? So forget it. Let's do Satori. I like this. Does story work? Prototype. So like this was primarily vibe coded. I just set that up. Try to boop it. He's gone. He booped it too. All right. So first off, yeah, that's a valid problem to resolve. All right. Quick little thing right here. We go see the potatoes. Satori. HPG, hot potato games. Satori. Because we've been working on potato literature all day. If I'll just show you the session that I had. It's like all of this stuff. And I think it's so funny when people are like, are people vibe coding stuff and actually bringing it into production? And it's like, yes, but like there's so much that goes into some of this stuff. But then at the same time, I know tons of people who are putting like next to no effort in and probably making so much more money than I am on any of these things. But like, it's just different. Like, I have a vision that I want to see come to life, and I do struggle with this notion of am I relying too much on AI for it? And I'm going to go ahead and say no, I'm not. I am staying true to the vision that I have. If I use AI to generate some stuff, it's in support of a vision. It's not because I'm like, oh, make art like this person and I'm going to claim that I did it. It's going to be like, well, like I owe everything to God anyway. So, whatever I do make, like whether it's this, like this is clearly inspired by Game Boys, right? Looks like he won, so now we are against Selassie. The thing we wanted to fix here, what is it? It was that match that we just played, but there's like an online mode. I wanted to get that working. I played with a friend. The thing is, like, it's a massive vertical, so I don't know if it's worth. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely going to come to fruition, but I don't know if I'm going to get it done today. I want to just wrap up today's video. I was committed to making one, and we broke down some stuff. Just refresh. What the heck? Weren't we just on 10? Isn't it the 10th? Whatever happened? Whatever happened to predictability? It looks like it's struggling. Oh my goodness. Is that it? Did you guys see that? I can go over here. Send them a message. Wow. I don't know what I can do with that, but I didn't know that that's what that was for. It's just the one that's over there. How's it doing that? How is the node, what even is this? JS, is that what? We have a open dedicated dev tools for Node.js. How is the node dedicated dev tools for Node.js sending print messages back to my server? That is so odd. It's worse than bland. The styling is fashionable, but the reading experience is broken. Then deliver the full review. Also, when you while I read the review, I would like for you to one shot a prompt that, or an agent to resolve the issues that you find. I think me like using these tools was a little extra. All right, now it's time for us to learn. Your two Claude questions. Find skills is the discovery skill, the librarian for the skills shelf. When you ask, how do I do X, or is there a skill, it searches the ecosystem. So it's like the skill lives behind the scenes. Impeccable is a front-end design quality skill. A senior design reviewer's checklist encoded as instructions. You invoke it to design hierarchy, redesign, critique, polish, or audit UI. Visual hierarchy, typography, spacing, accessibility, responsive behavior, motion, error states, anti-patterns. Relevant right now, it's the natural engine for the redesign itself. What I just did with Playwright gathered the evidence. Impeccable supplies the judgment during the rebuild. Just making sure that it's not telling me to do something or like asking for anything. Fix the measure, not the max width. Keep a frame, but cap text at 68C. This single change fixes the worst. Okay. Mobile triage. Kill the dead left rail. Replace the select with full body. I don't know if that'll look good, but logo swap, that's good. It'll look native on the palette. The thing is, this isn't right now supposed to be this like massively popular. It's not supposed to be this massively popular blog. It's just I'm trying to show people what can be created with this. So like in my mind, creating a little integrated chatbot on your website, you don't need a lot of these tools to like host it. What do I mean host it? I don't know if I haven't used some of these no-code tools, but from my understanding, there's a lot of vendor lock-in. But if I go to chat, right, I'm gonna go find my little special key. I wonder, does it? Okay, it is hidden, so I can just grab it over here. I'm just grabbing my key right now. Got my key. If I paste it, will you see it? Nope. Save. Ask anything about the page. The model sees and today's entries and vocab as context. What did we learn today? Like, I just think that's so cool. I have magic keys that allow me to access infinite intelligence in the form, we say infinite intelligence. It's more like, okay, well, let's have a conversation with it. The reality of these, oh wait, it went over Zaraz. The reality of these AI systems is that sometimes it feels like infinite intelligence, but then in some ways, I don't know how to say this any other way, but it makes fuzzy actual intelligence. A long book might have more errors than a response from you. However, that long book might also contain kernels of truth that never were deemed likely enough to evoke the response desired. For all we know as consumers, AI, it should be doing something, which I want to, things I can do with it right now. Restriction you want. Meanwhile, the report is a summary lens. Develop the eval generator empirically. Fire up. For all we know as consumers, AI is shifting the Overton window to effectively shifting the Overton window and cutting off our connection to the past. Even if there are inaccuracies there, it is in the pursuit of truth that one dives into the corpus. Instead, we are given the corpus to, we are given a probabilistic copy or distillation, contraction of. No! We were about to do something cool. Maybe not that cool, but yeah, that was kind of to be expected. That was more me grandstanding, trying to say something that I thought was profound and interesting to filibuster. Blunder. I getting tired. But we're doing it. Ooh, yeah, I do like that one more. Little potato. I don't know what I'm doing. Thing is, I do know what I'm doing. What is playwright? Listen. No. What is it? Oh no. Oh no, why is it all only listen toable now? It should also show the content as text. Oh, it does? Oh. Oh, it is. I just have to click to expand it for some reason now. That's weird. On this page. Oh my gosh, it's doing.
Every Unix process is born with 3 open streams. STIN, standard input, where the program reads from by default.
Do I like this? Not really. It might be more accessible, but I think most people who have an accessibility reader would have that anyway. That's my doing, not a bug. Also, this listen to mechanic needs to be designed better. It is too prominent for it to just be a standard reader. It just looks ugly. Why? What are you doing? My laugh. This is hideous. What is up with this index like this? Oh shoot, no. Oh shoot, you made it look good by the time I complained. See, I like that. Okay. I mean, that's not horrible. It's all right. Yeah, I guess. Actually, this is preferable. Is that a cross? What is that? Oh no, it's like Japanese kanji. Nope. This is good enough. But I'm still confused. How come? What happened to? What happened to the questions we were asking for today? Seems like the 10th was removed. I'm burning through tokens like crazy. Unsolicited ad. Look at these dog collars. It's got get your hot potato on a potato tractor. What can I do you for? Peeler. I'll have mashed potatoes with butter. Loaded spud jalapeno business supreme. See, I think these came out pretty good. I mean, this one, of course, is there's overflow. That's why we do QA. We ordered them. We also got I don't know. I like these books. I use them. Potato Notebook. It's got my year in review. Well, this one's got not a whole year. This has got 5 months, which is rough because I wanted them to be seasonal. So there's actually like too many pages. If it's got 80 pages, 80, 60, no, it's got more than 80 pages. How many pages? These have 160 pages. So 160 pages is like, how many too many? We want 180, 90. We want like 90 pages each. Or, because like, I have this one. I like this one too. I think it's clear that this is not the primary one, like the orange one. Autumn is. Um, like the goal that I have while this, let's make sure this is working still. Just wasting time when I could be sleeping. The goal is to have one of these for every season, use it as my compression notebook for 90 days, 95 days. And then at the end of it, well, at 90, 180, 360, let's say 91 days plus one. At 160, we would still have 69 extra pages. With 69 extra pages, like, all right, the math breaks down like this. You'd have 4, 8, 12, at least 12 pages for the week compressions, then 3, so that's only 15 pages, and then another one for the season. What am I talking about? If it's a season, 3 months, and why do it this way? I really like it. It could be just general notes, like at the beginning you're doing like the compression, or well you're journaling, and then at the end you do your compressions. But like the whole time in the back of the book, you're like tracking things that you think are important. Oh, it could track the KPIs because there's supposed to be 3 KPIs. We could dedicate at 69 minus 12 is 57 minus 3, 54, 53, because we minus one more. So with 53, I feel like one page could be our primary. A lot of this is arbitrary. I like having a heuristic or a system that I can fall back on. If I don't, I'm just someone who needs what I call rails. So in the meantime, we're going to learn stuff because this is taking a long time to run. Or we can, what's cool about Cloud Code is it shows us what's happening. It's doing SQL right now. Oh, I think I know what happened. It's my mistake. Let me verify. That's the hot reload view. The agent was mid-pass when you screenshotted, so you cut the jump. Yeah, for the, okay. Yeah, this thing is realizing, oops, made a oopsie. And instead of just like filibustering more, it's already been 48 minutes. We're gonna, we have to like loop back on some of the apps that we made. So while this runs, we're gonna do the first app, development, explore, nope, it's called Sell Mobile Code. So this runs. I'm now going to host this in a different folder, or like on this monitor, just monitor it. And then once it's done, we're going to try and close this out and then deploy. But in the meantime, because we think tangentially, so we actually don't want to run that on Chrome. We want to, oh my gosh, open a simulator. How did I know to run that? Because it's not my first rodeo. That will open one of these if you have Xcode tools built in so that you could run. I mean, I use it for Flutter apps. You could use it for iOS apps, but I would say usually with an iOS app, you'll just hit play on your Xcode. What am I talking about? If we're in Xcode, you hit this play button, or you pick one of these. And you can pick one of these, and you hit play, and then one of these will spawn up on the back end. That's what's happening. So we're doing it. Why is it? It's the wrong one. What is going on here? All right, so now if we do Flutter devices, ooh, my laptop is heating up. Check what? Oh no. Sweet. This is the ID of what I just spawned. iOS 26.4, iPhone 17. And then here in our launch configs, I'm just going to make another one because I'm lazy. Oh, it's like getting after it. Why is it taking so long? My laptop might crash. I've never heard it this loud in a while. I haven't heard it this loud in a while. So we have this. We're going to do iOS. I think this looks better. Yeah, I think all these look better. What does Impeccable do in Claude? Front end design. How is the dedicated node? Really, what I think that I'm demonstrating that I've done is I've turned my Claude Code sessions, my development sessions, particularly in this directory, into a self blogging. Like it blogs itself. And I think some people either they hate this stuff in general or they just don't know what's possible, so they refuse to use it. I lean heavy into it. I'm trying to keep my foot on the gas. Set in Francis and Inter. I think that's the fonts. I like those. Superset. A language containing all of another language plus more. Every valid JS file is valid TypeScript. The reverse is not true. A language plus region combo like English United States and English Great Britain that determines translations, date, number, formats, and currency. So yeah, the thing that we were talking about earlier with locales or localizations is instead of having code that you could search by the text, you would find the text and then see that it's like being bound to a token, and that token's being used elsewhere. When you use that token in a particular locate or in a particular spot in your code, based on the user's locale, whether they're in Great Britain, the United States, this could even be like Spanish Spain or Spanish Mexico, and it will convert everything to what's expected in that region for how text is going to be displayed, format wise and currency wise. Yeah, exciting. Actually, it is actually the reverse direction. Your node process is the server, DevTools is a client subscribed to it. 4 gold doubloons. We did, I think, not too bad. This should be running now. Explore the cell. So yeah, this is one of the first apps I made, but not this part. The part that I had originally made was, oh, this part. So you can see all this. And I want to just update it because I really like this idea of scale. This vibe coded, just one shot. I said, make it look like molecules. Now we can play Molecule Builder. I don't even think this is like a valid game. So my plan to do, oh, look at that. What did I just make? Oxygen? I think this could be fun. I just have to like, the bones are there. What's happening here? I need hydrogen, oxygen. Get over there. All right, that was kind of satisfying. But then you could also just click this thing, like learn stuff. That might be useful. I could just suppress all the play buttons for now. This one's kind of weird. Click, 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 click. That moves everything over. Move that over here. I missed. You know what? I do like this one. This one I think is fun. Stress. No. 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 Let's all right. Let's settle down now, donkey. Particles. This is the one that I like. You're like click, 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 click. Something about this I just find to be so visually stimulating. So the plan is to turn this into like a Mario Party type game where like you play with your friends. There's some board on hotpotatogames.com, and like this is the first one, thermal thought catcher, catching thoughts. Oops, that's actually kind of gratifying. Be cool if like there's bad thoughts that you want to avoid or something. But yeah, a lot of these were one shot, something and nothing. I think that there are interesting. Big Bang. Bang. Oh, does it have to be the same size? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how this one works. I just want to demonstrate all of these before I go tonight. Mitosis Rush. Oh yeah, I know this one is like impossibly hard. I don't even know what it's doing. They're just popping. Burst, I guess I won. Level 2. Before it was even harder. Oh, it compresses now too. Slow. I think I got a power up. Now they burst. Um, tissues. I think this one might stink. Oh, didn't even work. That's what happens when a bug happens. So I guess the organ has not been initialized. But we can still look at tissues. Vascular network, the evolution of vascular tissues. Like all of this AI generated. But really generated by humans because they were who was used to study these things. This one's kind of lame. Organ systems. What's going on over here? Am I doing something? What's this? Is that a beetle? Killed it. Ah, I don't get that one. I think one of these isn't too bad. This one's like a harvester one. I think realistically though, huh? Every one of these has potential for being a game that is like Mario Party. I think there's one more game. Supply chain. Seems too straightforward. I think this I can use to like teach people about the supply chain. So do we win? I like that. We want to farm the farm. We wash them. After we wash them, we peel them. After we peel them, I don't know, what do we do? Do we fry them after we peel them? We bake some of them? No, do we peel and fry? Do I have to get all of them? After they're fried, bring them to the store? No. Oh, after we wash them, we could bake them. Yeah, why not? Does that bust that? No. All right. That's actually super gratifying. I wonder how this. I'm curious. I remember like critiquing these systems and being like they're not working, but split. That's weird because it was splitting by itself. All right. Financials. I think this one would be fun. Just get as contrived as possible. Move the market. Like basically you have like insider trading power-ups. We got planets. I think there's something here too. It's just too like the red things will destroy you. Solar systems, orbital mechanic. Yeah, the I think it's called the Tower of. It's in Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic, an iteration of that. That's really fun. Not fun, but like I just remember being blown away as a kid looking at it. What is going on over here? I want one where you make like constellations. I think that would be cool. Signal router. I think it goes down. That should work. Unless I have to go through all of them. I don't know. I think there's something I could do there. Reality merge. What are they doing? Do I drag them? Why? I don't know what that is. Multiverse, universe. This one stinks. I remember using or like playing that one and it's not good. Count forever. This is literally the default Flutter app. It's like cookie cutter, but is it doing it automatically now? Nice. I think that's valid for the one of the games who can tap the fastest. But yeah, I think this is gonna make like a good I'm calling it a victory lap, even though it's not really all that much of a it's not a huge victory. I've just made apps in the past that I've released, and if I want to establish professional relationships where there's some form of trust there, I think everything that I have out there has to at least be tidied up and clean. And my problem is I like to think of something, create something, put it out there without like doing my due diligence for maintaining that thing. At my job, I think because I'm being paid for it, I do a lot better job of that. But for all of these, like Explore the Cell, that works right now. Same with Start Note. It's got an ugly logo, but I think what it is has bugs that like are quite frankly unacceptable for someone who considers themselves a software developer to have live in production. No one's using the app, but like just one of those things. So I can't believe I made it an hour. Well, in 15 seconds, it'll have been an hour. I just want to say thank you for watching. AI is fun. Oh, you know what we can do? Just to round us out. CD. CD, I don't know what I'm doing. Get status. And improved and made video 10. That's not true, but it works. Do we have a send it? Does it go live immediately? I think it does now. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Potatocore.mp4. Workers and pages. Ruh-roh, Raggy. I wonder how long a build takes. Uploading, build complete, deploying, successfully deployed. 10. Beautiful. Satisfactory. Have a good night.